Yes, children, proceeding in the third part, coming to question number 1.18. The question says a point charge plus 10 microcoulomb is at a distance 5 centimeter directly above the center of a square of side 10 centimeter. Right? What has been given? There is a square whose side is 10 centimeter एंड यहाँ सेंटर से 5 सेंटीमीटर ऊपर हमने एक चार्ज रख दिया. कितना चार्ज? 10 माइक्रोकूलम. राइट. What is the magnitude of the electric flux through the square? What will be the magnitude of electric flux due to this square? And there is a hint given here. Think of the square as one of the face of the cube with edge centimeter. What has been asked? There is a square. There is a square और वो square के ऊपर there is a square and वो square के ऊपर हमने 5 सेंटीमीटर यहाँ पे एक चार्ज रख दिया है 10 माइक्रोकूलम. We have to find the flux due to this 10 microcoulomb which is kept at a distance of 5 centimeter. Right? So we may imagine square का square is symmetric 10 10. अगर हम स्क्वायर को सिमेट्रिक मान के ये मान ले उस चार्ज को हमने एनक्लोज कर दिया सिमेट्रिक फिगर से, बिकॉज एज पर द गॉस थ्योरम वी हैव टू टेक द सिमेट्रिक सरफेसेस. सो उस चार्ज 10 माइक्रोकूलम जो कि 5 सेंटीमीटर के डिस्टेंस पे रखा हुआ है उसको हमने बाकी के 6 फेसेस से एनक्लोज कर दिया. दिस इज 10 माइक्रोकूलम. सो व्हाट विल इट विल बिकम? इट विल बिकम अ क्यूब. सो वी कैन इमेजिन द स्क्वायर ऑफ द फेस. स्क्वायर इज द फेस ऑफ द क्यूब. क्यूब के 6 फेसेस में से एक फेस वो स्क्वायर है जिसपे हमें फ्लक्स पता करना है. राइट. सो व्हाट वी हैव टेकन अकॉर्डिंग टू सिमेट्री द 6 फेसेस ऑफ द क्यूब विद चार्ज 10 माइक्रोकूलम इज एज फॉलोज. ये हमने उसको एनक्लोज कर दिया चारों तरफ से. अभी एनक्लोज करने का मतलब टोटल फ्लक्स कितना होगा? एक स्क्वायर का जितना फ्लक्स होगा प्लस ये स्क्वायर प्लस ये स्क्वायर, टोटल फ्लक्स विल बी द फ्लक्स ऑफ 6 स्क्वायर्स because cube has 6 faces. So what is the total flux? 6 into flux of each square. Right? Flux of one square will be 1/6 of the total flux. Simply, what is the flux as per the Gauss theorem? Can we apply Gauss theorem? Yes, because we have taken a symmetric figure. So what is the total flux? Q by epsilon naught. ये flux चार्ज पे डिपेंड करता है. चार्ज कहाँ, कैसे, कब, क्यों रखा है? It is independent. Charge upon epsilon naught. Right? So what will be the flux of square? 1/6 of charge upon net charge upon epsilon naught. We know Q, we know epsilon naught. Charge is 10 microcoulomb. Converting this into coulomb upon the value of epsilon naught, solving we get flux of square is 1.88 into 10 raised to power minus 5 and the SI unit. Right? So such type of symmetry you can take in such type of questions. Right? The next question says a point charge of, please keep the textbook with you so that it becomes easy for you to understand the statement. A point charge of 2 microcoulomb is at the center of a cubic Gaussian surface 9 centimeter on edge. What is the net electric flux through the surface? A point charge of 2 microcoulomb. What is the charge given? 2 microcoulomb. Right? On the edge of a cubic Gaussian surface. अभी किसी भी cubic Gaussian surface चार्ज को हमने यहाँ रखा है, कहीं भी रखा है. Does flux depends on the position of the charge? No. Flux depends on the total charge enclosed by the body. And what is the total charge enclosed by the body? It is 2 microcoulomb. So what will be the flux? Flux will be Q by epsilon naught. Q is simply given. Dividing it by the value, we get the answer so easily. So that is 2.26 into 10 raised to power 5 and the SI unit of flux. Right? Coming to the next question, that is 1.20, which says that a point charge causes an electric field of -1 into 10 raised to power minus 3 Newton meter square per coulomb. Flux is given. How much is the flux? -1 into 10 raised to power 3 and SI unit. Right? To pass through a spherical Gaussian surface of 10 centimeter radius. What is given? Spherical Gaussian surface. एक sphere के अंदर चार्ज रखा है. Right? If the radius of the Gaussian surface is doubled, अभी उसका radius double करो, 4 times करो, 10 times करो, 100 times करो. Again, Gauss theorem depends on the charge enclosed. वो charge कितने radius में है, कहाँ पे है, doesn't matter. Right? So if the radius is double, how much the flux would pass through the surface? Radius आप double कर दो, 4 times, 5 times कर दो, flux is not going to change, because according to Gauss theorem, flux depends on charge, net charge enclosed, 1 upon epsilon naught times the net charge. So what will be our answer? Even if you double the radius, the charge enclosed is same, so the flux will also be same. So what is the answer of first part? Same flux, that is minus 1 into 10 raised to power 3. That is the answer of the first part. Second part says, what is the value of the point charge? Now we need to find the charge, because flux is given, and according to Gauss theorem we know flux is q by epsilon naught. So q will be charge will be phi into epsilon naught, cross multiplying. Phi is already given, epsilon naught standard value, solving we get minus 8.85 into 10 raised to power minus 9 coulomb. That will be your answer, right? Proceeding children, 1.21. A conducting sphere of radius 10 cm has an unknown charge. एक conducting sphere है, radius is given 10 cm, unknown charge है. If the electric field 20 cm from the center of the sphere is given, electric field is given. How much is the electric field? Electric field is 1.5 into 10 raised to power 3 Newton per coulomb. That is given in the question. Right, and the distance is also given. How much? 20 centimeter. You can convert it into meters. That is 0.2 meter. Immediately you should convert. Points radially inward. कोई एक चार्ज है, उसकी तरफ इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइंस आ रही हैं, तो ये समझ जाओ इनवर्ड से इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइंस तो चार्ज कैसा होगा? नेगेटिव. आउटवर्ड से इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइन तो चार्ज कैसा होगा? पॉजिटिव. राइट. व्हाट इज द नेट चार्ज ऑन द स्फीयर? अभी चार्ज का आपको मैग्नीट्यूड भी बताना है और साइन भी बताना है, तो कितना चार्ज होगा? Now we know that electric field due to a point charge is kq by r square. So q we have to find, electric field is given, r is given. So what will be the charge? 4 pi epsilon naught into r square. ये सारा left hand side चला जाएगा, right? So this is the value of the charge. Electric field is given 4 pi epsilon naught. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught का वैल्यू क्या होता है? 9 into 10 raised to power 9. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught का अगर ये वैल्यू होता है तो 4 pi epsilon naught का क्या होगा? 1 upon 9 into 10 raised to power 9, right? Into r is given, we have converted it to meters. Solving the whole thing, we get q as 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 9 coulomb. And what is the nature of the charge? It is negative. Why? Because electric field lines are inwards, right? So that's your answer. Coming to the next question, 1.22. A uniformly charged conducting sphere of 2.4 meter diameter has a surface charge density of 80 microcoulomb per meter square. Find the charge and total electric flux on the surface of the sphere. What is given? Radius is given. No, diameter is given. Diameter is given, so you can easily find the radius, half of the diameter. That is how much is the radius? 1.2 meter. Surface charge density is given. We know surface charge density is charge upon area. So sigma is given 80 microcoulomb per meter square. Micro है तो 10 की पावर माइनस 6 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे. सॉरी, we know sigma is charge upon area. अब स्फीयर की बात है तो एरिया क्या हो जाएगा? 4 pi r square. Putting the value Q हमें फाइंड करना है, तो सिग्मा इंटू 4 पाई आर स्क्वायर. तो Q क्या हो जाएगा? सिग्मा इंटू 4 पाई आर स्क्वायर. अभी सिग्मा हमें पता है, यहाँ से R हमें पता है, यहाँ से पुटिंग ऑल द वैल्यूज एंड सॉल्विंग, चार्ज कम्स आउट टू बी 1.45 into 10 raised to power minus 3 coulomb, right? This much is the charge. According to Gauss theorem, we know that electric flux is given by charge upon epsilon naught. Net charge divided by epsilon naught. चार्ज हमने निकाल लिया 1.45 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by the standard value of epsilon naught. Solving, we get 1.6 into 10 raised to the power 8 Newton meter square per coulomb, right? So that will be our answer for 1.22. Yes, coming to the next question. Question number 1.23. It says that an infinite line charge produces a field of 9 into 10 raised to the power 4 Newton per coulomb at a distance of 2 centimeter. Calculate the linear charge density. So we have studied about linear charge density. What is linear charge density? Lambda. surface charge density sigma, volume charge density rho. So in this question linear charge density have been asked. So if you remember the derivation of the line charge, linear charge density is lambda, and final expression for electric field was lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught r, right? So what is given in the question? Electric field is given, the distance r is given as 2 centimeter, converting centimeter to meter immediately. So we know that electric field is given by lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught r. In order to convert it into standard form कि 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught का value हम easily 9 into 10 raised to power 9 लिख सकें. So what we have done, we have multiplied and divided by 2. So this becomes 2 lambda upon 4 pi epsilon naught r. So E is given 2 lambda. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught का value is 9 into 10 raised to power 9 into 2 into lambda upon r. R is here. So rearranging the terms, lambda comes out to be this, and solving we get 0.1 into 10 raised to power minus 6 coulomb per meter. Lambda is linear charge density, charge upon length. So SI unit will be coulomb per meter, right? Coming towards the end of the exercise, rest all questions, some you may ignore and some you're supposed to solve. So but they are simple depending on the, based on the electric field lines and all, right? So coming to the last, two large thin metal plates are parallel and close to each other. On their inner faces, the plate has surface charge density of opposite signs and has a magnitude of 17 into 10 raised to power minus 22 coulomb per meter square. Find electric field to the left of the plate, to the right of the plate and between the plates, right? So this is the, we know, we have studied already about the electric field due to a linear thin infinite plane sheet of charge. ये हम पढ़ चुके हैं, right? So there is a separate lecture for the same. So this is a set of two plane thin sheets of charges. One is positively charged and surface charge density is positive. One is negatively charged and surface charge density is also negative. So we have already studied it in our derivation part. Electric field on left hand side will be 0 because it will cancel out each other. Electric field on right hand side will also be 0 because it will cancel out each other. So there will be electric field in between, and due to single plate electric field is sigma by epsilon naught, right? Due to this also sigma by epsilon naught. So the net electric field will be the addition of sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught. This derivation you can check in the other lecture, right? So adding both of them, 2 sigma by 2 epsilon naught, 2 get cancelled out. So what is the electric field in between? Electric field in between will be sigma by epsilon naught. Same standard expression we use in many derivations also, right? So sigma is already given, epsilon naught ka standard value. Solving, electric field in between comes out to be 1.92 into 10 raised to power minus 9 Newton per coulomb, right? So these are all selective and important questions of NCERT. You must solve NCERT and you will get many questions based on the NCERT questions. Thank you so much.